So Ralph, I think we met about 2 years ago, 2.5, when at the Brigham.
Yes.
And it was, my pleasure to see you in clinic.
Mm-hmm.
And as you recall, I was shocked by how active you were in the soccer and
Right.
drawings, and
Yes.
I was amazed by the way you're actually more active than most people I know.
Mm-hmm. And just to sit and talk, that was a little bit different than most doctors.
And the muscular dystrophy came on later. At what age was?
Well, for a long time, they used to send me Quest magazines. For years, I look at them and I would look in there and say, that's not me. But it was me. It is me. And I've been fighting to change that.
And you've been in the wheelchair for how long?
Since 2005.
And I know you've done some work with the Muscular Dystrophy Association because they like you as a role model.
Well, they were just proud that I was able to overcome my disease and deal with my disease and fight to make things better and to understand it more.
Of course, you and I have talked about the science involved, and Muscular Dystrophy Association raises money for that science.
Yes.
And there's always a chance that the science will move ahead.
Yes.
And they'll understand this thing, and
Yes.
And you and others won't have to deal with it.
That's right. Yes.
So I hope that science gets funded.
Yes. Well, I know you mentioned that I played football, and I kind of take life like a football game. I'm always playing defense with this disease that I have. Offense is always open. Defense, you have to have patience to play defense. I was blessed from my dad that he's a very patient man, and I'm a very patient man. Just like you're a very patient man. I know you are.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if I'd have the amount of patience you do with
Yes.
this. I mean,
Yes.
I find you an inspiration to me. I remember the day in clinic when you said, after you and I had talked about your heart, and then you said, Dr. Muller, I have something that I'd like to show you. And you did the speech
Right.
that was so marvelous that I asked the nurses to come in and hear it again. Remember
Yes.
that?
Yes.
But I want to go back to the moment you first did the I Have a Dream speech. I think it'd be interesting to know why you did that. What led you to get interested in Martin Luther King?
I love the way he talked. He was a patient man too. He was a very patient man. You got to have patience to be nonviolent. You do have to have a lot of patience to be nonviolent, and he does. And patience is really the answer that made me understand him more and understand his speeches and the way things are going. If you didn't understand what was going on, to listen to some of his speeches.
I think some of what he's saying is incredibly valuable for today.
Yes.
He taught us how to express differences, how to advocate for things nonviolently.
Well, a friend of mine, she had sent me a postcard, and it was a postcard because she had went to the Martin Luther King Memorial. So she sent me the postcard. I got it in the mail, and I'm looking at it, I'm reading it, and I told my wife, I said, I'm gonna read this, but I'm gonna try to sound like King. So I read it, and I started to say the speech, and my wife said, you do sound like him. It's been going on ever since.
Then that's when you did the speech in the clinic.
Yes.
And I brought the nurses in to hear it because it was so impressive.
Yes.
I'd love to hear it again.
I say to you today, my friends, even though we're facing difficulties of today and tomorrow, I have a dream. I have a dream that's deeply rooted in the American dream. I have a dream that's one day this nation would rise up and live out its true meaning of its creed. And we hold these truths to be self-evident that all men are created equal. I have a dream today